Hello, Oracles! When Tesla stock goes Super Saiyan in one day, we go bright neon here at Oracle Investments. My goodness, what an amazing day, up almost 8%. We had Giga Berlin opening, and we had that mark around 941. That was our resistance level. We were coming right up against it quite a bit this morning. And then we broke it and we rode there just a little while. It gave us our little bit of a support. We broke below, came back up, and then took off. So we obviously had Giga Berlin open today. That was great news. The question we had yesterday was, is this going to be a sell the news situation? And I honestly wasn't sure because the stock never really ran up into this based upon the Giga Berlin opening. The stock was running because the entire market was running based off of the Fed news last week. So what really I think helped the stock run today were a lot of the things that Elon said during the grand opening today. And while some of the things that he said today, are future plans, future things that they are working on, so some of the extra stock run up today might have been a little bit of euphoria, so we might see a little bit of a sell-off. We do still have 2 weeks before we get production and delivery numbers, so I don't know if we're going to continue this run entirely all the way there, or if we're, just kind of enjoy this, maybe sell off a little bit because of the news being future news. But here's the news, and for future and long-term investors, this is amazing news. Elon said that the Model Y is the first vehicle that is going to be coming out of Giga Berlin, and there will be other vehicles that are going to be following as well. He also stated that Giga Berlin is going to be producing megapacks. Now, knowing the situation that's going on with Russia and Ukraine, knowing how the EU has looked at their oil dependence and their dependence on natural gas and said, you know what, this is a major problem. We need to find an alternate solution. And imagine that, here comes Tesla coming in with an alternate solution. So this timing is absolutely amazing, and I'm sure this is part of the reason why the stock ran today, because now, obviously we don't know when it's going to happen. Their battery production probably won't actually start until next year, but if they are going to be working on megapacks to supply the EU, this is going to be huge for the future. Elon already alluded to the fact that they're looking to have extreme growth in his master plan part 3 for the future, and a big piece of that is going to be energy. And when you're going to be producing megapacks for Europe out of Berlin, that's what they're going to get. So this is going to be absolutely amazing for the future. So even if the stock does pull back a little bit in the short term, this is just more fundamental news that is going to help the stock grow immensely over the future. Just in case anybody questioned the fact that the company can be a $10 trillion company by 2030, these two statements alone are going to prove that they are going to get there. The energy piece alone is the next S-curve that we are looking at. He also stated that FSD might actually come to Europe by the end of the year. So FSD and energy are the next two S-curves we are looking for the company to grow. And they're going to grow exponentially on top of the EV S-curve that has just started. And FSD and energy are going to be much larger S-curves than the EVs alone. So looking at the future growth, I'm going to be redoing my evaluation model in the next couple of weeks. I've got a vacation, so I'm going to sit down, and these two statements alone are going to change that dramatically. So I'll update you guys on that, but hearing him say these things, I'm just waiting to hear what he says coming out of Austin. Because if Berlin is going to be producing megapacks, other vehicles, and supplying all of the EU and Europe with all of this, what do you think Austin is going to be doing? I mean, Austin is just a larger footprint, and Berlin's going to be the European headquarters, whereas Austin is now going to be the North American headquarters. Forget about the future. It is going to be absolutely insanely exciting because in 2 weeks we find out what Austin is going to be providing for all of us. And it was great over on Twitter seeing all of the videos from the people who were there watching the live deliveries going on in Berlin. So thank you for everybody who was on Twitter sharing those. If you guys have not seen them, check them out over there. I'm on Twitter at OracleTim1. I shared many of them on mine as well. So check those out. But my goodness, what an awesome day today was. So looking at the stock and the performance, obviously we said up 8%, almost $1,000. We got really close. I was predicting we were going to finish the week at 950. We still have 3 days, but we might actually push to 1,000. Let's see if maybe the euphoria from today wears off a little bit. We have had a few days of a great run. I don't want it to pull back. I sure don't. But I would not be surprised if we pulled back just a little bit for some profit taking. But it would just be for short-term profit taking, because looking at the volume, with us being up 8%, volume was pretty high at around 34 million shares traded today. So that's significant, and when you get a great boost in a green day like this with that much volume, that is an extremely bullish sign. And I don't know if any of you were able to catch Gordon Johnson speaking this morning about Berlin and just spewing a bunch of hootenanny out there. But one thing that he said, which, he was trying to use it in a bearish manner towards Tesla when you look at it, it's really bullish. And he was comparing it to Toyota. Toyota has 67 factories that produce 10 million vehicles a year. Tesla now has 3 factories, about to be 4 factories. These 4 factories, with the expansion of Shanghai, are going to be producing nearly half of what Toyota can produce in 67 factories. So tell me what you think is more efficient. Now, Elon did say that, logistics, by having factories in more areas do help because it cuts down on the cost of transportation and all the logistics to ship all the vehicles everywhere. But there's a significant difference between operating 67 factories and 4 factories. The cost difference is just drastic. The amount of labor you need, the amount of just efficiency you run, outsourcing for so many different things. You can just do it all in-house with Tesla, whereas Toyota has a lot of different parts moving. And as we know, the fewer parts, the better, because that's less issues that you're going to have to worry about, less things that can go wrong. So that's why Tesla is so vertically integrated, having 4 factories to be able to produce 5 million vehicles versus 67 factories producing 10 million vehicles. To me, it makes, complete, perfect, efficient sense, whereas Gordon Johnson was thinking, the opposite. But we know where Gordon is coming from, which is a place of UAW corruption and bearish manners. But hey, we all love Gordon because he's our favorite clown and he entertains us. And then, of course, we've also got Jim Cramer back on the Tesla bandwagon, which he abandoned about a month or so ago because Tesla wasn't doing as well. So he was touting other automotive makers that were doing well at the time. But he's back and he loves Tesla again, and he thinks Tesla is going to run for the next month. And I honestly don't think he's wrong. We talked about that ourselves between Berlin opening, we've got GigaFast, production and delivery numbers, and then we're going to have the Q1 earnings call, potential credit rating upgrade, lots of positive catalysts coming for Tesla over the next month. And with the macro environment being relatively steady, again, as we talked, we know inflation is still high, Russia and Ukraine are still going on. There are still pieces out there, but at least they're, being handled at the moment, so they're not negatively affecting the market. So this could lead us to a potential run. Maybe we do get to $1,100 in Tesla, as long as there's nothing major that is coming out of the macro environment to pull us back. I can see us running over 1,000. If we cross 1,000 this week, I think we are in great shape to push up closer to 1,100. And now if we do not cross 1,000, that's totally fine too. We do technically still have that gap down to 905. So quite honestly, after the news we got today about what the future plans are for Giga Berlin, I have no problems with the stock pulling back so I can buy even more at a lower price. Because of Tesla, my whole portfolio did well today, up about 5.5%, almost 6%. But due to how well the stocks have been moving over the last week, and because of the fact that I invested when I did, in the strategy that I did by buying into Tesla as it was dipping and buying in other stocks as they were dipping, my portfolio went from down 17% in February to down only 3.5% today. So, and this is on the year. So for the year, my portfolio is down 3.5%, and most of it is due to the last week's climb all based upon the fact that I invested the way I did, buying the dip. Sure, I could have done things differently. Sure, I could have sold out if I had timed the market. Whatever. My strategy clearly worked for myself. I appreciate the fact that I did this and I learned to hold that cash to be able to buy on this dip. Now I do have about 6.5% cash still sitting on the sidelines. Right now, during the run up, these are the times I do not want to invest any more than just my normal daily investments. I'm still going to keep on sitting on the back and putting cash in my pocket, waiting for it to pull back again. It always pulls back. That's just normally what happens. And so when we do get that pullback again, I'm going to continue to do the same thing and use that cash to buy more of the dip as we come down. It worked before, and I know it's going to work again. So for any of you who tried that strategy, let me know how it worked out for you. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so if you did so, you did so on your own free will, doing your own due diligence and research. But let me know how you guys made out with your own strategies, because I'm sure a lot of you are sitting pretty right now. And let me know some of you, because I know some of you out there did buy Tesla when it was around $1,200. Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know how you're feeling, because I know it could be tough. I know you're still in the red if you did not have an opportunity to dollar cost average and buy a little bit more on the dip. Let me know how you guys are doing. We see great things for Tesla in the future. Hopefully, if you are still in the red, you saw the news today and you're feeling good about the long-term investment you're making in Tesla. I'm most likely not going to have a video in the morning. I normally put this Tesla video out in the morning and do a more broad-based video for the whole market in the evening, but I couldn't pass up this opportunity. It was too great of a day to be able to share this with you. I was way too excited. So this will probably be my video for the evening and in the morning. I'll have another one out tomorrow evening as well. Unless something major comes up, then I'll pop one out in the morning. Otherwise, I thank you all for all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. Again, I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.